9 hikers. A tent cut open from the inside. A trail of footprints leading into the freezing dark, ending in a gruesome discovery. No witnesses. No survivors. Just a collection of chilling questions that have remained frozen in time for over 60 years. This is the story of the Dyatlov Pass Incident, one of the most terrifying and enduring mysteries of the 20th century. Our story begins in January 1959, in the heart of Soviet Russia. A group of 9 experienced hikers, mostly students from the Ural Polytechnical Institute, set out on an ambitious winter expedition. They were led by Igor Dyatlov, a skilled outdoorsman. Their goal was to conquer a Ural Mountain, a challenging peak in the northern Urals. The first part of their journey was filled with camaraderie and high spirits. Their own photographs and diary entries captured the joy of the adventure's smiling faces, friendly roughhousing in the snow, and the quiet determination of a team united by a common goal. They were young, strong, and prepared for the harshness of the Siberian winter. Or so they thought. As they ventured deeper into the wilderness, the landscape became more formidable. The vast, empty expanse of snow and sky was both beautiful and terrifying. Their diaries noted deteriorating weather conditions, with fierce winds and plummeting temperatures. On February 1st, they began their ascent up a slope of a mountain ominously named Kolatsa, which in the local Mansi language means Dead Mountain. A severe blizzard forced them to deviate from their planned route and set up camp on the exposed mountainside. This would be their final camp. They ate their dinner, settled in for the night, and were never seen alive again. When the group failed to send a telegram by their expected return date of February 12th, their families grew worried. A search and rescue operation was launched. It took weeks for the search party to navigate the treacherous terrain. But on February 26th, they made the first baffling discovery. They found the group's tent, half buried in snow, but it wasn't the weather that had destroyed it. The canvas had been sliced open with a knife, but strangely, from the inside, it looked as if the occupants had frantically cut their way out into the deadly cold. All of the group's belongings, their boots, warm clothing, and supplies were still neatly arranged inside the tent. Outside, a trail of footprints led down the slope toward a thick forest nearly a mile away. The strange thing was, the footprints were made by people who were either barefoot, wearing only socks, or a single shoe. Why would 9 experienced hikers flee their only shelter, undressed, into a blizzard with temperatures plummeting to -30°C? The searchers followed the footprints. Under a large cedar tree at the edge of the forest, they found the first 2 bodies, Yuri Krivonoshenko and Yuri Doroshenko. They were dressed only in their underwear. Their hands were burned and raw, and the remains of a small, hastily made fire lay nearby. It seemed they had desperately tried to climb the tree, perhaps to escape something, or to get a better view. A short distance away, 3 more bodies were found between the tree and the camp. Igor Dyatlov, Zineta Kolmogorova, and Rustam Slobodin. Their positions suggested they were trying to crawl back up the slope to the tent. They had died of hypothermia. So far, the scene was tragic, but investigators thought they had a simple, sad explanation. But that was before they found the other 4. It took another 2 months for the spring thaw to reveal the final, horrifying chapter of the story. The remaining 4 hikers were discovered buried under more than 10 feet of snow in a ravine, a good distance from the others, and their injuries were unlike anything the investigators had ever seen. Nicholas Tivabrignolis had a fractured skull. Ludmila Dubenina and Semyon Zolotaryev had sustained catastrophic chest injuries, with multiple broken ribs. The medical examiner compared the force required to cause such damage to that of a high-speed car crash. Yet, bafflingly, there were no external wounds, no soft tissue damage. It was as if they had been crushed by an immense, invisible force. The discoveries got even stranger. Ludmila Dubenina was found missing her tongue, her eyes, and part of her lip tissue. Semyon Zolotaryev was also missing his eyeballs, and some of their clothing contained significant levels of radiation. Some reports from the time even mentioned that the booties had a strange orange, tan, and gray hair. The case was quickly and mysteriously closed by Soviet authorities. The official cause of death was listed as a compelling natural force. The area was sealed off to the public for 3 years. For decades, the files were classified, fueling endless speculation. What compelling natural force could cause such horrific, selective injuries? Over the years, Dozens of theories have emerged, each trying to piece together the terrifying puzzle of that night. The most widely accepted scientific explanation is a rare type of slab avalanche. The theory suggests that a slab of snow slid down onto the tent, not burying it, but causing panic. The hikers, fearing a larger avalanche was imminent, cut their way out and fled. Their internal injuries could have been caused by the immense pressure of the snow. Once outside, disoriented and underdressed, they quickly succumbed to the elements. But this theory doesn't explain everything. Why the radiation? Why the missing tongue? Why would they run over a mile downhill, away from their shelter? This has led to more dramatic theories. Some believe they stumbled upon a secret Soviet military test, perhaps a parachute mine or a sonic weapon test gone wrong, which would explain the powerful concussive injuries and the radiation. The strange orange skin and reports of glowing spheres in the sky by other witnesses around that time have led many to speculate about something even more otherworldly. Another fascinating theory involves there's a sound at a frequency so low humans can't hear it, but it can be generated by certain wind patterns, like those found in the Urals. At specific frequencies, infrasound can induce feelings of intense panic, dread, and breathlessness, which might explain why the hikers fled their tent in a state of irrational terror. It could have driven them mad, causing them to run blindly into the frozen wilderness. 60 years later, the truth remains buried in the snows of Dead Mountain. Was it a freak natural event, a military cover-up, or something far stranger? Each piece of evidence only seems to deepen the mystery. The 9 hikers went looking for adventure, but they found a terrifying end that continues to haunt us. Their story serves as a chilling reminder that some places in this world hold secrets that they are not willing to give up. What do you think happened on that frozen mountainside? The questions remain, echoing in the silent, unforgiving winds of Dyatlov Pass. Thanks for watching. If you're fascinated by unsolved mysteries like this one, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the unknown. We'll see you next time.